What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive here with the next Theorycraft video. Been doing a lot of Theorycraft lately, but there's just a lot to talk about. You know, the game since the update has changed, and it's something that you've got to adapt to and start using in your attacks if you want to be effective. And one of those things is a Queen Walk. You've seen a lot of it at Town Hall 10, but it's also effective at Town Hall 9. So we want to talk a little bit about that today and look at some attacks. There's some things you've got to consider. You can't just plop your queen down with some healers on it and, turn her loose and hope for the best. Even a couple of point defense can really take her out quickly. And if you're not thinking about what her targets are going to be and in what order they're going to be, that can really affect your attack. So be sure that you have that in mind when you're doing it, and be sure that we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the video, but have your ranges down. Know what the queen will attack and what she won't attack. That's an important part of the queen walk as well. But level of the queen is pretty huge in this. I really probably wouldn't recommend it for anything less than probably level 20. I know I'm going to get tons of comments saying, hey, I've done it and mine's level 15. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying you're going to get less out of it. What happens is there's a breakover point, and it's different for every building. But as your queen gets higher up, the difference from one level to the next, wherever that breakover point is, if it takes her 3 shots to take out a collector versus 2 shots, that's huge. And that is going to greatly change the effectiveness of your queen walk if you're doing that. So you've got to know about where that breakover point is, and you're going to learn that from trial and error. You're going to learn when your queen's effective and when she's not, and also how many healers to bring. That has to do with what level your queen is, how much of a beating she can take, and also the base. How long a walk are you going to make? How many point defense are you going to encounter? Are you going to encounter more than 1 point defense at a time? All those questions factor into exactly how you set it up and how many healers you bring for your queen. But let's get to some attacks. We'll talk about it as we watch them, and then hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. All right, here's the first one we're going to look at. It's husband 2 bears, excuse me, bears. Got beer on the mind. Husband 2 bears taking on the number 14 last war, and a really nice queen walk here. Again, there's lots of things that you want to consider. Placement is big. You don't want to place it in an area where all the queen's going to be doing is taking out a bunch of storages. It takes her a long time. It doesn't really help your raid that much, but you want her to be able to take out several defenses in her walk. That's where you're really getting value for her. And when you bring 3 healers like husband did here, it's a pretty good investment, honestly. So you've got to get something for it. Also, always direct your queen. You see the minions down here on the army camp. That's going to push the queen up north where husband wants the queen to go. If you just plop her down, she might, and don't clear out the area away from where you want her to go, she might go the wrong way and mess up your entire attack. But you're going to see here, she's going to walk her way through. She's taking out 2 defenses already and going to grab that 3rd one. Now, the good thing is here, she's sort of encountering these point defense one at a time, and you see how little her health changes when that's the case. Probably didn't even need the 3rd healer on this one. 2 healers, maybe even 1, would have been sufficient. If you're going to encounter point defense literally 1 at a time, 1 healer will do it. If you're going to encounter them 2 at a time, you definitely need 2, probably 3 healers. Now, that's something, again, you've got to learn with range and with experience. How you got to really study the ranges, where she's going to stand to stop and shoot a defensive building, and then how many defenses are in that range of her that can actually attack her. Because you're going to see right here, husband's healers start going down, and her health really hasn't changed. That's why I say this one probably had too many healers in it, because now he's losing healers to that air defense, and nothing is targeting the queen. The golem's going in. That's the next sort of step in a lot of these attacks, is you'll see the queen does her little walk, and then depending on where you want to enter the base, once she gets close to there, you'll start sending your golems in, create the other side of your funnel, and then send in your kill squad with that, whether it be witches like this, king, all of that stuff, and the queen just sort of backs them up. She sort of joins in with that group. You'll see husband drop a rage here for his kill squad. That's good. The only bad thing is here, there was a dragon in the CC, and the queen, because of the way the funnel was created, and there was no sort of cookie crumbs to drag her around there, she's going to go through this wall. Now, the dragon does get taken care of because of that nice rage, and then right here, the queen finally gets through and goes back to helping, so that's really good. But you'll notice all the healers are gone. At this point, she's on her own, but she's got her ability. She's took out look at the section of the base the queen's taken out pretty much by herself. That's big. It's not only big for the defenses she took out, but it's also big on the time it takes to clean up a base. You can sort of focus your cleanup on the opposite side. You see wizards already going around there. That's nice. So it's just got a lot of benefits to it if you do it correctly, if you pick the right base for it, and make all the right decisions. It can screw you up. When you start trying this, don't worry, it will go bad on you. Don't be discouraged. You're going to have to practice. You're going to have to pick up minor things like I talked about, ranges of the queen, ranges of the different defenses that are in the area, and really play with how to get it just right. But let's look at another attack, and then we'll continue discussing it. All right, here's the next one. This was a really nice one, and a little bit, not a huge walk, but encountered multiple point defense at once. So this, I feel like the 3 healers was justified, because you'll see right here almost immediately, as soon as these 2 collectors go down, she's already getting shot by the archer tower. Right there, boom. Now she's in range of the 2-point defense. Now look how quickly, here's the 3rd one coming on. If you get in range of 3-point defense, look how quickly her life starts going down. And now there's just 2 on her, but the healer still cannot keep up with that. Even with that little bit of splash damage added in, she was going to die. So he has to go ahead and use the ability early on. That's okay. It's not all bad. You see, he's already gotten 3-point defense taken out because of it. There's 2 splash damage going down, and the queen, as soon as this goes down, now she's going to get healed back up to full. He's got the poison spell for the CC troops there. That's good. Getting that queen back up to full health when she's done her job, she's gone through her sort of walk, and then all the defenses in that area are taken down, is huge, because it's like bringing 2 queens almost. For the price of those 3 healers, Warren has gotten the utility of 2 queens at least in this attack. She's taken so much more damage than she possibly could have. You see right here, the healers start getting in range of those air defenses. That's going to happen. But right before they go down, the queen is back up to full. She's come in. She's standing in the rage. She's helping out with the CC troops. Just beautiful. It's really, really nice. He's got 1 healer that did make it through that air defense barrage. The air defense finally went down. And you see the queen's working her way in. She's going to continue to help out through most of this raid. You see the whole time. And here's what's great about this. Look at that. The entire 50% of complete line straight across the base is clear. There's no cleanup to be had there. So it does take time away from your attack to do this healer walk, or excuse me, this queen walk, but it sort of pays itself back in cleanup time. She is a great cleanup troop. She's obviously your highest DPS troop, and to have her out there really working on it like that at the start of a raid does help with cleanup. Now, there is a lot of high HP down here at the bottom, but the good thing is that whatever troops you have are going to end up down here. We'll start to fast forward here because it's pretty much all over. The last defense goes down when this cannon over here, and all those storages are there, but any hogs you have, all the queen, all of that is there to help up with the cleanup on the bottom. So really nice attack by Warren. Let's look at 1 more of these, and we'll wrap this video up. All right, let's check out FB doing a walk, and he elects to only bring 2 healers. Again, thinking about troop composition and what your queen is actually going to encounter, how fast she's going to encounter it. If multiples obviously take her down really quickly, but if she's only encountering those at 1 at a time, she's just out of range. Look at this right, how nice it is right here. He's got a splash damage, but splash damage is pretty much irrelevant. That cannon is just out of range, so she's encountering these point defense 1 at a time. Archer tower goes down, now the cannon's in range, but it doesn't matter. It's 1 at a time. That's not going to hurt your queen. The healers, you see, even with 2 healers there, and a level 21 queen, he's able to keep her up through point defense, no problem whatsoever. So that's going to work its way around. You see right here, he decides to push into the base, just picking the spot where he's going to come in and try to get that defensive queen, obviously. Start sending golems in, creating the bottom part of the funnel, and wall breakers to let everything in. But you see right here, the queen is almost back to full health. The X-bow has locked on her. That's one thing I have not mentioned yet. You really got to be careful when you're planning this on X-bows. You see how those 2 healers are still struggling to keep up that queen from 1 X-bow. The damage just comes so fast, and it's a steady stream. There's no break in the damage for it to catch up. So he goes ahead and has to use the queen's ability. So you really want to be careful. You never want to put a queen walk down where she's going to get in range of an X-bow, plus even 2-point defense at an X-bow is going to take her down very, very quickly. So never do that. You really want to keep her out of those X-bow ranges, if at all possible. because they can be really, really hard on those healers and that queen. But you see there, a nice section of the base already taken out, dropping wizards down already for the cleanup, and the hogs just work their way through. So guys, this is pretty basic because there's a lot of just trial and error that goes with this. There's no hard and fast rules. Sometimes things are going to work, sometimes they're not. You're going to see right here a Tesla and a cannon get on the queen. Look at that. Cannot handle it. A Tesla shoots too fast. She can go down quick even with healers on her. The real advantage, the real way to do it is try to keep them coming at her one at a time, 1 point defense at a time, and you can do it even with one healer, 2 at the most. You can really take out a pretty big section of the base with your queen and nothing else but the healing that she gets on her. So try this out, play with it, especially in wars that you guys have won. Test it out because there'll be times when a base is perfect for it and you really want to be proficient with it when that happens. I hope you liked the video. Until next time, Jake from One Hive doing my best to help you guys suck less.